Quit doing heroin.
Stop doing heroin!
Winners don't use drugs, kids. Stay in school.
I dare you to spit in that guy's drink.
Hi, Sigma.
Hello, Proto Sigma, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Captain Commando!
I'm the nervous wreck.
What?
Baby Commando? Ninja Commando? What?
Yep.
This is a rather interesting little game. Have you guys ever played Final Fight?
Yeah.
This is essentially the 90s version of it, where it's all about these hip, cool dudes with robotic armors and, well, all sorts of nice graphical violence and adultery.
Because we're trying to be against drugs, and if there's one thing that can get the kids to not do those meeny, drugs, it's destroying a man's skull with a fireball to the noggin.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Again, it's that era of the American, like, I'm getting conflicting messages. So is violence good or is drugs bad? Or, like, you got they try and teach you one lesson, but by doing so they teach you an even worse lesson. Like, here, take a rocket launcher, eat a meat.
Ow.
It's a beat 'em up. I think you're reading too deeply into this.
This is another one of Capcom's most famous arcade brawlers from back in the 90s, and, well, I wouldn't say this game has quite a bit of a cult following, but hey, to be fair, Captain Commando was apparently noteworthy enough to make it into some of the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
It almost looked like the robot was walking backwards.
Yeah, and they do still reference it to this day. Like, apparently, like, that new costume pack for Street Fighter V, they actually do have a couple of Capcom-themed costumes, one of which is Captain Commando. For,
which character?
I think it was Charlie, was it?
The rocket.
Do you remember which character it was over?
Wait, what?
Which character was wearing the costume?
I want to say it was Charlie. But anyway, now I'm going to switch over to the Ninja Commando, and I'll show you.
Sorry, I can't
show
stop
you.
yawning for some reason.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Celia. Are we boring you?
It's just a ninja firing a gun.
It's just been a long day.
But this ninja can do more than that. He can literally slice his opponents in half.
You can.
Observe.
I'll just wait until we... After you slice him in half, just wait until we get to the baby Commando. I think Celia will, lose it when he sees him.
Wait, what?
You'll
There's a
see.
baby Commando.
Here's it. Yeah, more on that later. Yeah, for this little look at I'm doing, I do show off every character.
Good
I mean,
man.
granted, if I want to, I could have done the entire commentary of this,
Jeez.
but I didn't want to go too long. Like,
He's a Bobo guy.
A Bobo.
Of this guy, doll guy. I mean, I don't know. He's some weird extraterrestrial man who was trying to rob from the bank.
Yeah.
And come on, Ginzo, slice him in half. Slice him in.
dead.
Or never mind.
Next,
So I'll switch over to the baby.
Baby Commando. A baby riding a mecha.
Yay.
Adorable.
Aww.
What?
Yeah, this game is that weird.
It's a baby genius, if you will.
Yeah, he essentially is Baby Genius. Before Baby Genius was even a concept.
Okay. Ow. Wow. So in order to tell people not to do drugs, they have violence against the baby.
No, the baby's...
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. The baby is delivering the violence.
Oh yeah, don't mind the fact that those voluptuous babes are totally doing shock therapy to the poor baby.
Yeah, with
Don't
those
forget
little...
the fact. Oh, yeah.
Are those tuning forks?
Yeah, they're tuning
like it.
forks.
Also, I
Electrifying
love-
tuning forks.
Also, I love it. Was it Double Dragon that introduced Poison Ivy?
Poison
Wait,
Ivy?
what?
Oh,
Not
no, you're
Poison
thinking
Ivy. Okay, the
Just
chick.
Poison. You're thinking of Final Fight.
Oh, you mean Poison from
thank
Final
you.
Fight?
I thought her name was Ivy. Yeah, I love the idea that Final Fight had to go out. I love how like Final Fight had to go all out and be like, no, we're not talking about violence against women. No, poison's a dude. Poison's
Yeah,
a dude. Because we don't want to have violence against women.
yeah. Poison keeps the business all tucked in.
Meanwhile, Captain Commando's like, not only are we gonna have you be violence against women, but even a little taller is gonna destroy a woman.
Actually, you know what? You make that joke about the whole poison thing about like, no, you're hitting a man, she's a man, which that is technically true. It did inadvertently lead to probably, well, a lot of people consider to be one of the more progressive characters in Capcom history.
Right, trans.
In a matter of speaking, yeah. And hey, they still use Poison to this day, so
Yeah, she's a big fan favorite.
And they're still sticking to their guns in the original backstory.
I think they kind of switch it
not
around
Wonka.
depending on the game.
Well, that is
She's essentially Capcom's Birdo.
Basically,
This
yeah.
is Blanca. This is just
Yeah,
Blanca.
it's a fishy Blanca with a harpoon.
Careful.
And let me just say, I kind of hate, as a boss, he's fucking annoying.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't do any help. You didn't do any damage to him yet. How are you supposed to hurt him?
Well, don't worry, we are technically doing damage to him. It just doesn't look like that because the color, like the bar's still green. But
Yeah.
Actually, something else I forgot to mention. We're playing as Mac the Knife now, and well, we're playing as Mac the Knife. But his knives are made.
Mac the Knife.
Damn it! But no, like Mac the Knife. If I remember correctly, his knives are actually fueled with some sort of some sort of acid or whatever. And if you manage to kill an enemy with them, they literally melt down to their bones.
Devil damn.
Like.
Cool. But yeah, no, Mac.
Say what you will about this game, it definitely pulls no punches in terms of showing off gritty
Whoa.
details.
Yep.
Like that guy really burned like to the ground. But yeah, yeah, Mac the Knife. That's it's a reference to a rock song somewhere, and yeah, I know 7 Stars makes the same reference.
Oh, it
Oh,
does,
that's
don't
right.
it?
I forgot about that character.
Yep. How many lives do you get?
Oh, actually, I did for this little run through. Okay for this Capcom Commando look at. I'm recording it off of the Capcom Classic Collection Reloaded remix for the PSP, and I was able to set it to that I only have 0 lives, but I do have unlimited continues.
That's good.
We
I
did it.
only did it that way so I could show off the characters a little more often.
Actually, speaking of
Okay.
characters, because I'm not quite sure how deeply we went into this, how exactly do the characters play differently against each other?
They don't play that much differently from each other. I mean, one character punches, 2 characters use knives, and the other character is literally in a robot. I mean, the most major difference between them all is basically how they kill off their enemies. Again, Captain Commando can burn them. Captain Knife can literally melt them with his acid knives.
Like that.
The baby, well, is ironically the most family friendly, despite the fact he's piloting a robot.
Who would you say is your
This
favorite
game
to
is
play
just
as?
Personally speaking, I'm mostly, I don't know. I'm kind of willing to say, probably Ginzo, whatever his name is. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
yeah, I like Ginzo the most, just because something's oddly satisfying about being able to slice your opponents in half. Not to mention, who doesn't like playing as a ninja?
That's true. I tend to go back and forth between Mac and Captain himself.
Makes sense. I mean, the captain is the most straightforward, obviously, until you realize, oh wait, he also has the fucking flaming hands.
Yeah.
So, Seely, what do you have to say about all the madness we're experiencing?
It reminds me so much. I guess this is North Star is one thing this reminds me of.
Oh boy, that just...
It looks.
Sorry to interrupt you, sis, but
What?
that just gives me this idea. What if the team that made Fist of the North Star ever made a Captain Commando anime or an OVA?
Honestly, if you ever seen the concept art for Captain Commando, they could totally live up to the source material.
But yeah,
Perhaps.
sorry for interrupting you there, sis. You go ahead and continue.
Yeah, it reminds me of the early '90s.
Yeah, that old time when the war on drugs was raging worse than ever.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, this game's really not that heavy-handed about it. It's really just that opening message. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the whole idea behind the story is that apparently this evil overlord, whose name is,
Evil Overlord.
we'll just call him Evil Overlord, because I honestly don't remember his name, but he's basically, it's like some extraterrestrial weirdo that's trying to take over the world, and it's up to you and your ragtag gang of weirdos to save the day.
Alright.
Basically.
And,
I can get behind that.
as for the reason why I actually did this as a look at, well, for one thing, I think it's a pretty decent brawler, and secondly, around the time I recorded this, I
Kohiro.
actually got around to reading the
It's
Captain...
Kohiro. Oh, and Hanzo. Nice to see him come out for a nice early Activision Blizzard cameo.
Now, real quick, what were you saying, James?
Sure, why not?
And Sasuke. Look, Seely, it's Sasuke.
Sasuke.
You were saying,
You
James.
weirdo. Anyways, so sorry. While I was recording this game, I recorded this game right after I finished up the Captain Commando manga series that Udon translated like a few years ago. And, I mean, it's a decent read, all things considered, even though the game, it doesn't really have that much to do with the game.
What the heck?
What the?
Meet Yamato.
Yamato.
Huh.
Oh,
And look at that.
Oh God.
Wow.
wow.
Well, looks like drugs win. Everybody, go home.
So that's what Capcom did
No,
to Captain
okay.
Commando after his game failed.
Yeah.
Stop it, Ginza. You can't. His backup band is raging too hard back there. He's got the support of a nation.
His chops are too righteous.
Seriously, no. Look at the guy on the right with the mohawk.
Interesting, but anyway, actually going back real quick, Captain Commando, take the first three letters from both names and put them together. What do you get?
Ba-da-bum.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Capcom! Yeah! Captain Commando actually has a little bit of a history outside of this game and the manga I mentioned earlier. Apparently he used to be like this fictional spokesperson for all of Capcom's games during the NES
Whoa.
days, and I guess sometime later they decided to make a game based off him.
That's neat.
So is that Capcom's official, like, is that really the official source of their name?
Yep.
Yeah. At least that's what I get out of it.
Huh.
Avenge your
I mean,
allies,
on it-
Mac.
I mean, say what you will about Capcom, like, some of their early history is actually really interesting.
Now it's up
Yeah.
to the baby. Or Captain.
No, got the
No, the baby's gotta take a break. Let a real man take care of this fruity samurai warrior.
And by real man, I mean my heel, and by real heel, I mean dog.
Exactly. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed that. That was Captain Commando for arcade/PSP.
Whenever you
Hmm?
defeat a big boss in the middle of an arena, I'm like, how does the audience feel about it? Like, are they ever gonna like? Are they like, should we all get him? Like, he's right
They're
here.
probably-
We have him surrounded.
To be fair, they're probably all the more relieved that their shit excuse for a boss is finally dead.
We were on your side the whole time.
Yeah. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for our Captain Commando look at. Again, if you guys want to give it a shot yourselves, there's like multiple Capcom collections that you could probably play it on, or you could just go straight up emulation, whichever's your choice. And yeah, I don't know if you can recommend it. And Capcom, if you're watching this, I highly doubt you are. Please give this the reboot treatment. You gave it to Strider, give it to Captain Commando too.
That'd be nice.
The world needs more babies in mech suits and ninjas.
So please join us for our upcoming look at of the Captain Commando reboot project hosted by Black Forest Games.
Oh my god. Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Go, go, Commando!